Hello everyone, and welcome back to Energy Transition Trends, where we review the goings-on across the energy transition universe. Volatility across energy transition equities continued in the second quarter of this year, as concerns around inflation were at the front of investors' minds. Now, with respect to the energy transition, inflation threats come in two distinct forms. The first concerns near-term supply chain bottlenecks and the impact that rising input and logistics costs could have on company earnings both this year and beyond. We have already seen a significant increase in the cost of key raw materials such as copper, steel, and aluminium, as well as an even larger rise in the price that companies pay to ship goods and containers around the world. The second inflation threat concerns the potential for longer-term, more pervasive inflation, and the impact that this could have on interest rates and subsequently financing costs and growth company valuations across the energy transition landscape. Now, while we are concerned about these inflation threats, and particularly those short-term supply chain bottlenecks that we still aren't sure are totally reflected in expectations for this year and next, our longer-term view about the energy transition opportunity continues to go from strength to strength as the fundamental drivers behind the space continue to improve, and more importantly, as valuations have pulled back and reset from their lofty highs at the start of this year. It's useful to remind ourselves that the energy transition is about the complete change in our energy ecosystem, the way we produce, distribute, and consume power. And this requires three key structural shifts that will create really exciting opportunities for companies to grow their earnings and cash flows. The first of these shifts concerns the decarbonisation of power generation, replacing electricity produced by coal and gas with electricity from renewables. The second concerns the electrification of energy, boosting our overall electricity consumption through things like electric vehicles, electric heat pumps, and other key electrical technologies. And the third concerns the improved efficiency of our energy consumption, using distributed energy production to produce electricity at the point of use, and through using better building controls and energy efficiency solutions to improve the efficiency with which we consume and distribute power. Now, all three of these structural shifts will be required to reach our net zero goals within our energy system. And they're really being driven by these three key structural forces that, as I say, are only getting stronger and have only gotten stronger over the course of the last 6 months. Moreover, we're also starting to see some of the conventional oil majors really accelerating their business shifts, either through policies of their own or through activist pressure. We continue to believe that these existing energy companies accelerating the shift in their business models is ultimately very healthy for the broader energy transition ecosystem and those companies themselves. In summary, we do see inflation threats, and we are very conscious of this when allocating client capital in the portfolio at the moment. But our longer-term conviction about the energy transition theme continues to go to strength as those driving forces continue to improve. At the portfolio level, we remain deadly focused on identifying those companies across the different parts of the energy transition supply chain that should be better at weathering those near-term inflation threats as a result of their significant earnings and cash flow generation potential, their improved and high returns, as well as their sustainable business models, which we continue to believe is absolutely crucial for companies to capture and ultimately best benefit from the energy transition investment trend to come.